Man, it just seems like this woman thinks very, very highly of herself, bro. Like just very, very highly. And I just got to tell you, from my point of view and where I sit, I don't think you're all what you think you are. I mean, light or no light, bro. I think you're a good little hand. You know, do I think you're Stone Cold Steve Austin? No.
All right, let's talk about Mercedes Mone. She opened up about Vince McMahon on the Breakfast Club. She said, "I left for many different reasons. A lot of personal stuff happened with myself and the chairman at the time. I didn't like how he talked to me and how I was talked down to. I was like, you know what? It's time to legit listen to your soul and your heart. There was a light that came to me one day, and I just left WWE." And she goes on and says, "Yes, it was a bit crazy. That day, he spoke to me in a disrespectful manner. It was a moment that made me realize if I stayed, it wouldn't be okay. I thought to myself, if I stay, this is not acceptable for the rest of my life. What kind of example would I be setting for my kids and for others if I allowed myself to feel this way after being here for 10 years? I have to stand up for myself." That's exactly what I did. It was like a light came to me, the same light that guided me when I was 10 years old, telling me, this is your purpose. This is what you will do. Another light came to me, guiding me to walk away and seek something better than myself. So that sounds like right on. Absolutely. Yeah. Vince, what do you say about that? Here's what I want to throw. Hold on. Here's what I want to throw in here.
Curveball.
She's having these moments and she say, "Naomi, come on, let's go." And Naomi, she's not really feeling that way. She's like, true. Okay, you know, what do you think about that,
I'm like, first of all, bro, does she have any kids?
She does not have kids.
So what is she talking about? Her kids? She don't even have any freaking kids. What do you even, bro? I just got to tell you this, like this, and again, bro, I don't know these people. I could be totally off. I'm a good judge of character. Man, it just seems like this woman thinks very, very highly of herself, bro. Like just very, very highly. And I just got to tell you, from my point of view and where I sit, I don't think you're all what you think you are. I mean, light or no light, bro. I think you're a good little hand. You know, do I think you're Stone Cold Steve Austin? No. But I mean, she's got a very high opinion for herself. And listen, man, we all know she left for a lot more money. So good for her, man. Good for her.
Indeed. EC3, do you remember her being on the Broken Skull Sessions podcast?
No.
Yeah,
vaguely.
so, yeah.
I mean, I think I saw probably highlights, but I don't recall.
Yeah, she was. You kind of saw this, you know, the quote. You kind of saw kind of the spirit of that quote in her interview with Austin too. She put herself over quite a bit. I mean, so that's just how she feels about herself. She's living the gimmick. EC3.
But I also would say she didn't really, to Vince's point, put herself over as this magnanimous, game-changing talent in that sort of statement. Really, what I found inspirational in it was, first off, be a mother. It's the most important job you can have, so I really hope one day she finds that out. Probably be a great mother. But secondly, it was really about her and her gut feelings and her intuitions and the way she felt treated or disrespected, or, you know, we don't know the conversation that was had, but we can also often see VKM sort of be like indifferent to people's emotions and feelings. I think we had a 45-minute talk about sociopathic tendencies a couple of weeks ago. So maybe that lack of empathy or lack of emotion or just the way he handled it brought her to a point. And it sounds like a religious awakening, to be honest, which those gentlemen, you two know all about that, and like seeing the light. I'm cool with anybody who follows their gut and their feelings and their instincts and takes a chance on themselves. And then, damn it, did it pay off? Because not only is she making bank, but and it's okay to go away from places, if she comes back, new office, new attitude, everything's new. restart the cycle, a whole different story, you know? So
you think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
But it also tells you a lot, though, Chris, and EC3 can vouch for this, because if Vince McMahon thought she was a money maker, he wouldn't have treated her that way. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have. So he was literally looking at her as a good little hand, and that's what his opinion. He thought his opinion. She had a much higher opinion of herself, so she just went elsewhere.
Let's throw Charlotte Flair in the mix. You know what I mean? There's someone like a Charlotte Flair where it's clear that Vince McMahon looks at someone like a Charlotte Flair in a higher regard, a higher echelon, so to speak. It doesn't seem like he would even have these types of conversations in that type of tone and that type of demeaning tone with someone like Charlotte Flair, who has been, very loyal and very, has main evented so many things and has been a quality player for so long. It's interesting because Sasha Banks, she had multiple title reigns, but she ended up being like the person. She ended up being kind of like touted or type of like stamped, so to speak, of the person who always lost the title on her first defense. So that's kind of really how Vince looked at her. Yes, maybe she had a wave going on as far as the fans liking her entrance, and so Vince would give the fans that for a second, and then all of a sudden will yank it back from her and just like that. So, what is it that Sasha Banks, in your opinion, EC3, is doing to change the kind of scope, so to speak, of AEW in a positive way, or is she just another toy in the Tony Khan treasure chest?
Another toy, really. Like, hard to answer any more with thorough like facts or examples, but it just seems like each and every person that goes over there has the initial big bump and this sort of buildup, and then what I think is routine and lacks within new talent, like even with Ricochet, is the pursuit and the need for a quote good match over for getting somebody over. Granted, the audience is very familiar with them based on their past. At the same time, like we all know Batman, but we can always enjoy a good retconning of the previous Batman and reestablishing the universe. So when I think people go to AEW, it's immediately, we're going to have a 50-50 match with somebody you don't even know, somebody that's not even on TV, somebody that has like a slight amount of like, niche buzz behind them, but they're going 50-50 with a guy like Ricochet, who's been a top guy everywhere he's been. Like, he should just hit his best of, smoke him, get the hell out, and keep building to the big match people want to pay money to see. So I think Mercedes, in that essence, kind of came in, big fanfare, a lot of hoopla, but in the pursuit of the good match, it didn't get quite over to make a game-changing talent. There's a difference between being a worker or a good wrestler, a great worker, and then being an attraction. And I think a lot of people lack the ability to understand what being an attraction entails. And it's more than just your social media comments are flooded with praise or people online are talking about you. Being an attraction is your name could go on a billboard or a sign in front of a building and people are going to pay money to see it. And we kind of lose focus on that to appease the good wrestling crowd, that to be a true star, it requires more, and sometimes that means doing less to get there.
Vince, we talked in another show about the possibility of Shane McMahon coming in and having an executive position as far as being a minority stock owner of AEW. That could be a hypothesis, so to speak. So if he were to have some say in AEW and he's seeing all of these ex-WWE talent coming in and hemorrhaging the budget, and do you think that he would, be a little bit assertive and as far as the budget is concerned, and saying, hey man, like, what are we doing here? Why are we bringing all of this talent in and paying them millions of dollars a year, and we're still seeing lower attendance, lower ratings. Like none of these people are making us money. We're just paying them for the house to have their big moment when we have these tours. What do you think about that?
Oh God, bro! I think he would definitely look into streamlining it. I swear, bro. You know, if I were at AEW, I would look at the 25 to 30 lowest paid people on the roster. Can you imagine, bro, if you're going to go with the 25, 30 lowest paid, these are the people we're going to go with. Can you imagine how much money you would be saving? And let's face it, Chris, with where they are in the numbers right now, would that change anything? Would it change? It would change absolutely nothing, bro. They would garner the same exact crowd every week.
That's correct. Because of Ricochet, Will Ospreay isn't a thing because it's on AEW. Ricochet Ospreay is a thing because indie darlings, you know, and that's the type of crowd that we're catering to at this point. It doesn't matter what 3 letters comes with it. They just want to see that. I was literally seeing a clip of that, I think today, and it was they kind of recalled the sequence that they did from New Japan back in, I think it was 2016 or somewhere around there. And then ended with the double flip with the pose and looking at each other, and the fans was like, they just went berserk. It was chanting A-Dub, and I'm like, we're literally popping and blowing a gasket over a gymnastics routine. I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Chris, you're talking about the response of that crowd and this and that. I swear to you, bro, the casual wrestling fan like myself, you're watching that and you're saying, bro, this is stupid. This is the stupidest thing. You know what, bro? You feel like you're watching The Matrix. Yeah. It's stupid. It's whatever, bro. Whatever. I would love to know what a kid like Hook is getting paid. And how many people are in that salary range? Bro, those are the people I'm going with if I want to make money.
Yeah, very interesting. Hook can definitely be an interesting player if booked right. He has a mystique to him. They're making him talk a little bit more now, which I don't like from the clips that I've seen. But he's definitely got some potential there.